Hi there, I'm Putu Jody Gunawan and my student ID is 180-154-1109. I'm from Udayana University, especially from English department. Here, I'm going to presenting a poetry with title The Sign. The Sign. Water drops in the early part of the night. Talking to my 20 little bunnies. We lie, wake up in tropes. The soul is just alone. 5 out of 8 remains the same. But little smooch drives me insane. Expecting yield without seeds. Hydrangea overground the piled soil. When the stalls stop, this will remind me of this past, and they will smile in full of sleep. Hi guys, how's the poetry? If you want to add some comment, you can write it down below. Now I'm going to add some analysis for this poetry. Let's start with abstract. This poetry is more like a narrative poetry that the writer has explaining his past life or his past experience. But it's not just a telling a pure story, but they are mixing with some imagination. The content of this poetry also containing emotion. From my analysis, besides telling the story of the writer, there also add some another meaning in the same word. For the example, the third stanza. Expecting from the actual meaning, there are another meaning in that part. As we can see on the first line, expecting yield without seeds means he wants a result without any effort to get it. Or in the other words, it means something impossible. And the line hydrangea overgrown the piled soil, which means a grave plant with many hydrangea flower. It actually has another meaning. From my research in the internet, hydrangea is a symbolism of emotion. And if we look at the sentence, that's mean a pile various emotion on him. Now we move to intrinsic element. Let's start with stanza. This poetry has 4 stanza. 3 stanza with tercet, another one with couplet lines. Then move to the rhythm. This poetry mostly use a mellow intonation. I feel like there is no rising voice when I read it. For the rhyme, there are rhyme on the second stanza and fourth stanza. For the example, same with insane, stop with sleep. The theme of this poetry is mostly based on our experience and imagination. This poetry also have a types of imagery. There are orogenic imagery and visual imagery. The language style of this poetry is this poetry has more than one language style. Based on my analysis, it has hyperbole on the second stanza, and there are also symbolism if we read it in other point of view. And they're also containing imagery aspect almost in each part on first stanza, third, and fourth stanza. The last one is extrinsic element. This poetry was written by Gogo Leandro. He's my classmate and also he's my partner in this project. He made this poetry based on his story of life that cover his experience, then followed with emotion and imagination. In this poetry, he wants to share his feeling from all of his experience that has been occurred in his life. Maybe it can be a small piece of motivation or just a reflection of people who read this poem. Well, that was all from me. I hope you enjoyed that and get something new from that poetry. Thank you and see you.